Hey, how's it going everybody? My name is Erik Percival, also known as Scuffed Gaming here on YouTube, and welcome back to Diceomancer. Today I wanted to step into something similar of a challenge run, playing the class that I used to play the most, which was the Sage. Vast and knowledge improvising worker, Rewater, my friend. When an enemy's health bar is depleted, we're going to draw a card and gain 2 block. This is a list that focuses a lot on the miracle mechanic, and uses a lot of these like reload weapons. So you have to manage your resources in such a way that you get to the point where you can use whatever your weapon of choice to beat the opponent. And usually it requires you to have a lot of block. There's a lot of cards in the deck, the Sage, that care a lot about gaining Fortified, gaining block, gaining Fortified, gaining, a lot of block. I am interested to see if there's a way that we could do this with limited block and try to use things like parry and maybe try to be an aggressive version of the Sage. But we'll have to see if that's possible. I could see a world where we would be trying to get Lord of War, Sparks, and possibly the Shark Typhoon. And we're going to be doing this on whatever difficulty Ascension that we need. It looks like Ascension number 8. So can we do near Blockless Sage with Ascension 8? This is a good one to start on. It will help us to avoid getting killed. So what is the route that we want to take? We want to hit at least the Goblin Gunner. So maybe we choose to forego this anvil, we go up top, we try to hit this anvil, go up here, maybe hit this bonfire, this relic, cut a couple cards, anvil, maybe anvil, bonfire, shop, relic, hit this boss, and then try to go if there's time. It's going to be a long floor. Yeah, we'll just stab you. Pretty handily, I think. Yeah, and so you can see right away, like, our loot choices are almost always going to look like this, where it's a lot of things that offer block and fortified and, things like that. And, maybe this is a fool's errand. We'll have to wait and see, but, there's definitely a chance that, it's a little bit silly for us to be trying to do such a wild run. That's a lot of attacks, multi-strike. Jack of all trades. Gain luck and add junk cards. I mean, maybe it's the junk list. Delay the spread of the purple mist 3 times. I wonder if this is worth doing, so that we can gain more time on the board. Okay, well, you love to see it. Roll 2, 6, 6, 5. All right, awesome. Gain a d6 worth of block, can be only triggered 1 time each turn. I mean, normally the pot would be amazing, but we're trying to play like the aggressive variation of this build. But we need to get back our d6 charges that the game so rudely decided that we don't deserve. Let's go ahead and take this free upgrade. It's close. It is close, folks. I like the adaptive capacitor. There we go, that's more like it. From 10 cards, choose up to 2 to permanently add to the deck. Or when we lose HP, gain HP. 3 times per combat. I think we need the expansion pack. Let's see. Yeah, it's possible that the slow sword is the pick here. But it's also possible that something like fully armed is what we want. Deal 5 damage for each time a miracle cost has been triggered this combat. I think we do want... This is a rare. And then the second pick is going to be... Yeah, the blunderbuss is very good, guys. So I think we're going to take it. We currently have 10 crit, a 50-50 chance. I will do this. We'll just run out the attack here. That's a miracle. Wouldn't you know it? We get there. And we will take the Psychic Shock Lance. Because we might need the Psychic Shock Lance. You know, we could just deal 5 to him. Isn't that great? I think that's cool. How about a Jack of all trades? That was good. The perfect stick sword. And then we'll blunderbuss. We'll go ahead and strike, and crack the wonder, and block. And we'll end the fight this turn probably. Yeah, with the stick sword. We'll actually reload first, and then we'll stick sword. We are going to have to find some maneuvers. Maneuver is going to allow us to activate a lot of our miracles so that we can have Tachyon Lance do a little bit more work. I wonder if we take Jack of all trades, like multiple copies, if it starts to actually be like a reasonable way for us to win, or if we just want more slingshots. I'll take another slingshot actually. Now the question is, do we dare to take a step into the mist and hope that it's Shark Typhoon? So we don't have a lot of multicolored cards yet, but we do have the Wonder and we are cycling through our deck pretty quickly. It's probably going to be the Maze's End, or it's going to be the Lose HP. We probably have to try, though. If we do this, we're probably in for an elite fight. Yeah, we're in for an elite fight. Ooh. This is interesting. Check 3. Nice. Okay, and then we're gonna do an elite fight probably. Yeah. This one's a tough one because we're gonna be required to take a couple of turns of hits probably to avoid losing on the spot basically. So we're gonna try to string together some attacks here. Dial delivery is what we want here. I don't think I want the Mark of Grain. And I want the can. I do think I want the blunderbuss upgraded though, because it's our fallback option. Basically now that we use the blunderbuss, it's going to that's actually a good time for dial delivery, because we don't want them to discard our cards. What I was going to say is the blunderbuss will keep going back to our hand now. Cool. Ditch this. Slingshot you. We will strike you. Very cool. And then we'll just finish the job. I was hoping to get the Shark Typhoon, but sometimes it's not going to happen. Yeah, so the blunderbuss now is going to be rebounded to our hand. And then we just can keep using it over and over again. You know, we can give the opponent a bunch of weak. So we've been playing kind of cavalier with them. It's the Apothecary. Skilled in potion combat, they say. Okay. We will D6 you. And we will will Jack of all trades. Jack of all trades seems like it could be kind of absurd. Great. And then we'll blunderbuss reload. Yeah, I'll psychic shock you. Is there a good reason for us to do this now? Yes, there is, because we're going to rest anyway. So we'll go ahead and one die this 55. And then we will... Should we just blunderbuss again? Yeah, why not? We gain more crit. We can use Dial Delivery to draw 3 cards. Okay. I don't hate that. I mean, you know, we can do that, and then if we want to, we can Tachyon Lance now. It seems a little bogus for us to do it this early, but maybe it's not. They are not getting through that weak chance. Okay. I'm gonna stockpile. I'm gonna reload. I guess I'm gonna make an attack, right? This is not the most exciting, sexy turn that you've ever seen. Also, is the Jack of all trades use just one and done? I think it is just one and done. Well, that maybe changes things a little bit. They have Thorn, but I don't know that we necessarily care too much. I'm gonna gain Fortified. Yeah, I'm just gonna use this now. I'm just gonna use this. Should I just slash them? I'm just gonna slash them. I don't know why I'm pretending like I'm not gonna do that, man. Discover a virtue card. Is there a virtue something Paragon? Disintegrate is phenomenal in the past, but we're trying to play something fun, so let's go ahead and do that. What a weird thing. I've never played with this relic before, so I'm curious how it works. I think I'll take the twig. Then I'll take a short so we can get... We're gonna get the heal anyway, but you never know. Playing optimally, by the way. If we wanted to cut a card, what would we cut? We'd cut the reinforcement. We'd cut the reinforcement and the purple block, possibly. Okay. So I think that's the pathway that we're gonna try to go. We're going to cut a card, then we're going to go down here, get these 2 anvils, get the relic, maybe pivot and go back up top. Is it really a big problem for us to have this reinforcement? Asking the silliest of questions here. How could you be so silly? So this is funny. So how does this work? So I slam this. I slam this, I activate the refresher, and it gives me back things. I don't know, guys. There's a chance that that is going to save us a lot of grief. Yeah, the attack plan is good. And we'll cut the reinforcement. You know, the question is, do we cut the sufficient supplies or something else? That's right, the purple block gets to go. Destroy all attack intentions of the enemy and apply 12 vulnerable. It's not bad. I do want the insurance for danger. Let's go ahead and upgrade the Paragon. Not a single time that was the case. We're gonna cut the purple strike. You know, I think our deck is fine. You know, I don't know if our deck is gonna get more powerful than this. I want courage. And I want the lucky. I wish to do this, and this, and this. This, and this. I wish to do this, and this. Sufficient supplies, colorless, colorless. I wish to draw 3 cards. It's a miracle. Jack of all trades. I think that was a good turn. I got $1. Maybe we have to take a turn off and just do this. Yeah, this probably does mean that they will hit us for a lot. But we unfortunately drew a lot of our stuff that doesn't help us that much. We have a 50-50 chance to crit right now. Yeah, unfortunately it seems like the well ran dry a little bit. We get to be vulnerable. Miracle has been triggered 1 time. Maybe we have to more aggressively use our D, whatever you want to call it. Got it. Let's give ourselves some colorless to work with here. Blunderbuss, and Blunderbuss, and Blunderbuss reload. Hey, that's good. What does this require? Requires 5? Yeah, we don't have to go too crazy here. We're okay. Ow, ow, ow. We'll crack the Wonder. Go for a regular strike. I don't think we can afford to take another big hit. No, we could just do this. Like, is that wise, or should we take something like the Nexus? No, I think we're taking the dial delivery, guys. I'm gonna take the Cryptic. Insurance for engagement. Let's take a short. Our other boss is going to be the double rabbits that give panic, which is not going to be fun for us, but it is what it is. Nice. Okay. We're going to Paragon. We're going to take the Discernment, and we're going to take the Cryptic. And then we're just going to start rattling off blunderbusses. You know, we have 10 chance to crit here. Perfect. Oh, great. That's exactly what we wanted to see. I'll take the Jack of all trades. Ow. Here's a Jack of all trades. I'm just gonna Psychic Shock you. There we go. Oh, wow. You know, I completely forgot about this card, but Hope actually was what I was using to carry my runs previously, and this might be the way to do it. As Hope is gonna give us the top end that we're in desperate need of. Do I cut a strike plus or do I cut our last block? I'm gonna cut our last block. We're gonna go to the other boss. We're just gonna have to try not to take so much damage from the rabbits. Which means I am gonna have to kind of aggressively use my abilities here. Nice. I'm gonna Paragon actually. I'm gonna ask for the Agile, and I'm gonna ask for another Agile. I'm going to Psychic Lance again. I'm gonna use the Refresher. I am willing to dial delivery for 10. And I think what I want to do is I want to slingshot one of them. I'm gonna slingshot this one, and I'll crossbow them. There's attack plan. Blunderbuss you as well. What does this do again when time passes? Sure. Well, this is this has become a crazy turn. Nice. And then I'll pass. It's a lot of damage. Perfect. I'll slingshot you. Get myself a blue. I'll Tachyon Lance you. Wow. Here's a hope. And a regular strike. I don't want to give them a turn. Just straight up don't want to do it. We have a lot of fights still in this area. Why are there so many fights up here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 fights and then the boss? Well, we're gonna make it happen. But they have to be remaining in the hand, which makes them a little bit on the awkward side, but that's okay. Yeah, and then we'll just... I'm gonna do this to deal 10 to everybody. There we go. Oh, that's a shame. I can't believe we have 22% chance to crit. Okay. In other words, we're going to crit. If I Tachyon Lance now, does that beat you? Wow. Another dial delivery. I think I want the research plus. We're missing maneuver and we're missing research plus. Maybe it's chance for us to cut the stockpile, and maybe this that's handy is a little too cute, because how many times are we going to be playing our virtuous? Probably not that often. I think I'm going to upgrade the dial delivery. What a weird deck. But we have got a lot of money. When this creature's been attacked, yeah, we don't care about that. We're going to take the courage, and we're going to take the discernment. We're going to do this, and we're going to do this, and we're going to do this. And we're going to do this, and we're going to do this. We did draw into the hope. So we will use the hope, and then we will Miracle Strike one of you. Very cool. And then we'll pass. I want the maneuver. Now the Psychic Lance is putting in work. I'm going to research. I want the Virtue. I want to get this crossbow for the stockpile. Want to maneuver. I'll put back Wonder and the Discernment. We'll attack plan. We'll blunderbuss this creature. We'll blunderbuss this creature. Miracle Strike. And we'll blunderbuss reload. Yeah, we don't need them. We really don't. And play the hope. Call me crazy, but I actually don't think that we want to heal. Actually, we do, because if you don't do the regular heal, then you don't get your sufficient supplies and your dial deliveries back, I don't believe. Does the hope... The hope doesn't get exerted. That's kind of crazy. Alrighty. The Obliterator is trying to gain Fortified when its health bar gets depleted, which it will, because we don't know how to turn off the train. So they get to have Fortified. They have 56 Fortified. I am still, however, going to be using the Paragon. We want the Cryptic, and we want the Courage. We want to research. I want the Hope. I wish to use Hope. I wish to one die this bar down. I wish to Psychic Shock you. I wish to end my turn now. I was kind of hoping this would be sufficient supplies, but it is not. Yeah, I'll take a Prism. Oh, I could discover one of these cards. I'll discover the Hope. This guy has 56 block now, can you believe that? This Joker. Hope. Yeah, so unfortunately sometimes what happens is these hopes show up at like exactly the wrong time, and like we have to cast them, because if we don't, then they're perishable, right? Yeah, even if it remains in our hand, then it will end up going away. So we're forced to add the mana so that we can play Hope. And this is going to be a little bit of a waste of a turn. We just drew nonsense. So we're getting 2 stacks of every debuff, which is really bad. Like, there's some things. I think they got 2 stacks of every buff, 2 evasion, 2 luck, a crit, a dice cheat max. So yeah, like sometimes this stuff happens, guys. Yeah, we have dice cheat min too, probably. So we have to just roll out attacks and hope for the best. Yeah. Just in case people thought that turn was not good, it was really bad. I should have just done this earlier, actually. Oh, I'm such a fool. Is there any way we could... Yeah. That's the only way we could have gotten out of that. We were not hitting them with what we had going on. This boss fight became a lot more awkward simply because of that turn. Like, and one of our future turns, we are going to draw Hope again. So we actually are sort of hard pressed to use more of these charges just to get out of this situation. Because we're in a bad spot. I'm actually gonna break this so that we could find. Okay, that saved us. Oh boy! For each keyword in your hand, deal a D8 for each keyword in my hand. Miracle, miracle, miracle. Loaded ammo, exert, remain limited. Critical hit. Maybe if we upgrade this Paragon, then we could start out with just like a bunch of virtues. And maybe, I mean, maybe we're getting a little bit ahead of ourselves, but that sounds like it could be good. When mana overflows, deal 7 to an enemy. You will not discard your hand at the end of the turn. Instead, discard 3 cards at random. I think I want the Pirate Cannon. Never seen that before. We need to do this now because we used a lot of charges just to survive the boss fight. Whenever you cast a monocolored card, add colorless. this can be triggered 6 times. Only 6 times, they say. It can only happen 6 times. Only 6 times. If you say so. Only 6 times, they said. So we might be missing out on this relic. Things. So these guys have a lot of evasion, which under normal circumstances would be an issue. Except that we have the privilege of simply going upstairs with a lot of our abilities. I'm gonna attack plan, I'm gonna psychic lance, I'm gonna paragon again. I would like to have the agility. Actually, I'd like to have the confidence. And I'd like to have the cryptic. I would like to blunder reload. We're probably gonna miss. We're probably gonna miss, but it's okay. It's okay. Yeah, I'll take the cola. I think the cola's good. We're weak. We're very weak. Okay. Ow. Our deck is stopping. Hope. Maybe we just go for the jack. Ow. Or not. That's fine. In that case, Tachyon lands. Nice. Maybe now I can research. Hey, look, we did it. We don't need these. Okay. Yeah, we'll upgrade the Paragon. And I guess we'll upgrade the sufficient supplies. You're gonna change our mana to random colors? No, don't do that. You don't want to do that. That's not fun. Paragon? We'll look for the agile, and we'll take some toughness. I want to do this hope before it becomes too late. I want to play this. I guess I want to play this. So now it's purple. That's unfortunate. I was really hoping that it would turn it blue. Yeah, that's fine. Ow. Ow. I got $1. Nice. I'd like to have some colorless, please. Play this pummel, play this wonder. Oh, the 1 die. A most welcome arrival. I guess we're drawing more cards. Here's hope. Here's a slingshot. Yeah. I think that's good. Ow. Ow. Deal damage equal to 4 times your mana count. Have a crossbow. Well, the brainwave is great. Alright, it's time for us to cut the That's Handy. And I think it might be time for us to cut the Jack of all trades as well. It's been fun, buddy, but I think we're on our path to having a truly virtuous victory. Premium mystery boxes here, $7 per box, filled with super rare items. The street side mystery box shop vendor is calling out. Yeah. Ooh. Ooh. Another copy of Hope. It's not an effect that we've been finding ourselves really, really needing. Wow. Well, I've never seen Grand Battle Plan or Superior Firepower before, but I think in our case we want Superior Firepower. Only pawns playing their roles. That's cool flavor text. I forgot what I was saying. Oh, we want to have enough power so that we can race whatever the opponent is trying to do. That's our biggest problem right now. Is it feels a little bit like, hey, yeah, we could one die this person to the floor and we could kill him that way, and that's always been the case. But like, we want to start stringing Superior Firepowers and Hopes together. Courage, we're going to gain a colorless, we're going to Superior Firepower, we're going to Superior Firepower again. We're going to research, we're going to take the attack plan, we're going to attack plan. And I'm aware that the opponent is healing, that doesn't bother me that much. We're going to crossbow reload, and then we're going to Paragon. Take the Wonder. I'm gonna take the Wonder. Oh, that doesn't count as being drawn? Alright, whatever. Then in that case, we're done. It's a lot of purple. The opponent gaining 5 Thorn is kind of annoying. They're going to apply Powerless and Weak to us, as well as try to deal damage to us. It's time for us to psychically shock them, and then roll this out. Did not realize we had 14 points of crit. I don't know why that seemed like it hurt a lot. Estimated damage, 118 to 236. What are we even doing here? No reason to think about it anymore. We just kill you. we just get to kill you. That event was trying to give us something that we didn't want, and so we chose to ignore it. Let's go ahead and semi-aggressively roll out our abilities here. So, glance, reload. When time passes, charge. How much more spaces do we have on the map? Time passes 1, time passes 2, time passes 3. Yeah, so we can do it one more time. We didn't have to, but we might as well. I'll like the cryptic, please. Thank you. Here's a research. We'll take the Hope. We'll play Hope. We'll play the Paragon. We'll take Humble, and we'll take Courage. We will attack plan. Paragon again. We'll take the Lucky and the courage again. We'll brainwave, send away this strike. We'll find the other hope, and we'll find Tachyon Lance. We will hope. We will Tachyon Lance. You. Yeah. We get a bunch of triggers. Wow. I kind of just want to know what the collapse does if we were to try to cast the collapse against an opponent. For each number in your hand, deal damage equal to its value to a random enemy. Sure. I assume that that was a lot of damage. I don't actually know. 55 whole dollars? Select a card in hand and remove its temporary. We'll take the Ember. Let's reload the shop and see what changes. Ooh, the Justice. Yeah, man. The straight sword plus 9. Yeah, we'll take a memorandum. I know that we filled a lot more cards in our deck now. The deck's maybe a little bit too big, but we have to have some faith that we can run through our opponents here. That's a good shop. Our abilities, and then we'll go into this last boss. It's gonna be the Blackfish. Alright. Now we can only use our 1 die once per turn as a result of what the Blackfish can do to us. So, here we are. I do want Courage and the Cryptic. I want to research. Cola. We're gonna Ember. We're gonna Cola. We're gonna Paragon. We're gonna take Equinanella and the Wonder. We're gonna Hope. We're gonna Research. Ooh. We're gonna take the Justice. And we'll use the Justice. I would like to draw 3 cards. I would like to Brainwave. Yeah. I'll take the Tachyon Lance and the Slingshot. I would like to strike you. I would like to Slingshot. I would like to strike you. I'm actually gonna break the Wonder. I would like to 1 die. I'm gonna Memorandum for blue. That's a lot of damage. Yes. I will... That's good. I was kind of hoping that would happen. I will slingshot you. And superior firepower. And tachyon lance. Okay. Who needs to block, right? Certainly not I. Superior firepower, by the way. Okay, well, I would consider that to be very... Okay. I would consider that to be very successful. Not in a million years would I have thought that that was going to go that well, but here we are. It turns out having to block is, you know, or having to do math is for blockers. And we certainly didn't have to. So, wow, what a run. I mean, if you were to take a look at the deck, you know, like we were highly virtuous. We had, oh my god. Our ending deck had 2 copies of Hope, 2 Paragons, a Tachyon Lance, 2 Slingshots, a Cola, a bunch of these limited dial deliveries, sufficient supplies, a memorandum, 2 researches, and it was just a solid list. What I had tried to do ended up working out quite well, where we were a highly miracle focused deck with very limited amounts of block. We were gaining Fortified in the form of Hope, but you know, for the most part, what was our game plan? Our game plan was to nuke the opponent as early and as hard as possible by giving ourselves stacks upon stacks of crit hit, and the Justice really doing what it was supposed to do. It gave us more crit than we needed. So, yeah. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. I hope you enjoyed this run on the Sage. If you enjoyed, please consider leaving a like for the video, and I will see you guys in the next one. So long, everybody.